know what time it is. Factor time down at the shop. Picked out my meal for the day. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to pop a few holes in here. Fresh, never frozen. Pop it in the microwave for just 2 minutes. Set it and forget it. And just 2 minutes. That's super convenient. Woo, that bad boy's hot. Put y'all a little fog cam. Ooh, look at that steam. Let's heat the rest of these up and get the boys fed. It's safe to say it's busy season down at the shop, and Factor is keeping us covered with their nutritious and convenient options for the whole team. With their fresh, never frozen meals, Factor helps us to cut back on takeout and also helps us stay on schedule with cook times in just 2 minutes, helping us to fuel up fast. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code JimmyO50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Again, head to factor75.com and use code JimmyO50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Stay fed, and let's get back to the video.
Good morning, everybody, or whenever you're watching this video. I don't know, it could be in the middle of the night, who knows. But today we are doing some LS stuff because we have to get this car done in, I think, less than 3 weeks. That's our deadline, right?
3 weeks is the deadline, but 2 would be nice.
2 would be nice, so we could actually test the car because Grid Life is coming to Lime Rock in a few weeks, and I really want to drive this car there. We'll see. The hardest part is making sure stuff shows up in time. Today, we're getting after it. We will be doing the exhaust today. Spoon part. Yeah, spoon magic, pipe man spoon himself, and then we also have a big surprise for the engine that I'll be showing you guys.
It's in a box behind me.
It's in a box behind them.
Don't show them the box, it gives it away. I mean, they're gonna see it.
But it'll be the major part of it, and we're gonna try and fit as much as we can. Not everything I need for the accessories aren't in yet, but we can start getting some stuff on the engine. The fuel system stuff actually showed up, so we're just gonna start tackling as much as we can today as possible. In the last video you guys saw, we played with the Porsche. And I was really hoping to do back-to-back Porsche videos, but we're waiting on like 2 gaskets to finish it. So might as well work on the E36. If you guys didn't see the video, go watch it. Look how incredible this engine is turning out. It's so good. We still have so much to do to get this engine like to par. A huge hurdle is now done and we could see the image. What a transformation this thing is.
Oh, I just saw the fan on it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a teaser and a half right there. Imagine this in the back of that car. Singer who? No, I'm kidding. For now, let's dig right into this thing because our deadline is short. And of course, guys, you guys heard in the last video, we will be having our collab event with the Clean Culture guys in Virginia at Dominion Raceway, August 12th. We're gonna put the ticket link in the description.
Open House Sunday at Method too.
And Open House Sunday at Method. We'll post more about that on the Instagram. But August 12th, Dominion Raceway in Woodford, Virginia, car show, drift comp, ride-alongs, all the fun stuff that comes to the Clean Culture car show. The whole gang will be there. Please come out, have fun, and support the boys. So for now, let's get to work. We are starting with a pair of long tube swap headers for the E36 right-hand drive, right? Since we're right-hand drive, we have the right-hand drive steering shaft, which makes things very tight. It's already tight to begin with, but we got these swap headers out of our kit, which is really cool, saves us a lot of time. And well, now we're starting with dual 3-inch right here. Our goal is to bring it to a T or to a Y and then go 4-inch all the way back from there. So this will be a big, fat, juicy exhaust. We're trying to tame the LS noise a little bit. I don't really care for super loud cars, but it is a competition car, so we gotta give it some noise so we can actually hear the engine over competitors, right?
So talking to the man, Derek himself, there are 2 ways to do the exhaust on the LS. You can either do a X-pipe and do true duals, or you can merge them to a single 4-inch.
We have a lot of air going in this thing, so we need a lot of air going out, right? We don't want to choke this thing up because the more air we can get through it, the more power we're gonna make.
Dual 3-inch to a single 4.
That's gonna be crazy.
Inline resonator and then big juicy muffler so Jimmy can take it off on the wall.
Yes.
Starting to start with. Step 1, most important part, everyone forgets or they just cheap out on. Flex. I don't care how good your welds are, I don't care how strong your welds are. Any metal will fatigue and after time, they are prone to crack. Plus, we need some flex because Jimmy's gonna put the muffler into a wall.
comes the tricky part, tying these two things together. After this, Wallingford. All right. We don't got much room under here. I can see why most people go oval. Spoon made it work. All right. Quick tack, make sure it still fits, and then we weld it up. By we, I mean, actually, let me weld this.
He said no so fast.
Nah, he's nervous.
Spoon did the fitting. Now it's time for him to sit here for a while and weld that thing up. Yeah, you got some dimes delay. But in the meantime, that means I get to bring the car down and we get to reveal the big piece of the puzzle that wasn't really much of a secret, but it was kind of a secret. So this is what we've all been waiting for.
There's been subtle hints about it.
Yeah, you guys know. Let's go check it out. Drum roll, please. Yeah! Big juicy eBay turbo. Psych, it's not that. I've had this turbo later on. We've used this turbo a lot for decks. That'll be kind of sick though. So I might not be turboing it, but we can't just leave this little LS3 as is. We're going through all this process swapping it. We got to make even more jam. So I went and bought myself a spicy LSA supercharger. Boom, 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 boom. You got horns, right? I got horns. Yeah, ready, do them again. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, check it out, guys. Right here is a factory GM LSA supercharger. Damn, that thing's huge. This will be like my first supercharger car. I mean, I had that like centrifugal, so I had the little vortex style one on the E36. Actually, this will be the second time this thing's supercharged. That's actually hilarious. I had a little vortex supercharger on my little M52, made like 280 horsepower. This will make a lot more. So guys, we've all been dying to just mock this thing up on there. I really got tainted when I drove Trevor's car at 50K. Bad. I've been hanging out with Rome too much. That's my issue.
Blame Rome.
Yeah, everyone go blame Rome. Go comment on Rome's Instagram, said it's all your fault. Jeez, I didn't think they were this heavy. Something like that. Okay, Jesus Christ. How is this gonna fit? It's not. We have to cut the hood.
Yes. Cut more shit up.
Yeah, Spoon loves cutting this car up. LSA supercharger, and to go with it, we have the CTSV lid. Oh my goodness. We've been all dying to mock this thing because it came in last week. Jesus Christ. I knew this sat high, but oh.
A cowl hood on a E36.
Dude, it just, look at, this thing has a threatening aura right now. Look at this thing, stand right here and just take in how juicy this thing looks right now. Oh my God. I don't think I was mentally ready for this. Oh, no, definitely not. Oh yeah, we have to cut a lot. Whatever. It's cool, right?
It'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it. Spoon's already got the aerosol out. Oh my God. I know they make lower lids, but this is like the best lid out of the box. So this is a factory GM LSA supercharger, brand new. It was like not much cheaper than a used one. I don't know why. I think it was like the same price. You know what it is? Because it didn't come with the fuel components, but you know, we got that covered. We got G-Works. Can't beat that. So that's the big, not so secret right there. So this thing is easily gonna make 600 horsepower, which is stupid.
Factory reliable.
Factory reliable.
Pump those numbers up.
I'm starting. It might actually. Yeah, it probably will make more, which is stupid. So my goal is 600 pump E.
Let's get a smaller pulley.
No, we're gonna start with the stock. We're gonna upgrade. Well, I got upgraded everything else, but we're gonna start with that. It should be good. All of the jam. It's a 6.2. See that? Just whoosh, watch your fingers. I can't wait, dude. I'm gonna make sure I have instant power all the time. This is like kind of like the Pro 2 drivetrain almost. Obviously, we didn't do a built engine, but since we do have a 4th gen engine, they're known to have better pistons and rods. So these things are capable. Confidently, people bring these things up to 800 horsepower on stock bottom ends, which is stupid. We could have got a forged bottom end, head studded it, lower compression, head gaskets. There's a million things we can do to make this power, to make it safer, but I have enough confidence in the LS3 that it will handle this, especially on pump ethanol. We shouldn't have to worry. especially at the 600, 650 level. That's the problem with the LS stuff. There is always a list of things, oh, I should have did this, I should have did this, right? You could dive in the deepest of ends, or you can keep these simple. It's not simple to simple, right? We went simple in the sense of we got a pre-cammed long block LS3 with a brand new charger. Everything's gonna bolt up and it's gonna make plenty of power, right? We could port this, upgraded that, but my goal here is to keep it simple, keep the build simple, and go from there, really. I mean, that's really it, right? There's some parts that we did upgrade and we'll show them throughout the process. We still do have to pull the engine back out after test fitting everything because we're gonna have to do the oil pan baffling and we do have to brace the pickup tube. And besides that, we're gonna keep this thing as simple as possible. I've talked to a lot of drivers. I've seen what's worked with them. This is the recipe that I've come up with. Easy. I mean, I was tempted just to put a truck motor in this damn thing. We could have. What's up?
Kiss.
Kiss.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes. But of course, don't keep it so simple that you're costing money in the future, right? It's all about that weird balance and trying to find that line of spending money now so you don't have to spend money later, but also not overdoing it. That's the juggle that we all have as car guys, right? We'll see how this does for us. So there isn't too much we have to do to this thing off the rip. A lot of guys will get these things CNC ported, the inlets of it or the snouts, which honestly does a lot, but it's a very expensive procedure. In our case, I think we'll have plenty. A lot of guys will upgrade the pulley. And one of the biggest things is there's actually a bushing between this driving pulley and the supercharger itself that is known to go bad. So today, that is the big thing I want to do. I want to replace that now so this thing can be sealed up and ready to be put on. So we're gonna blast the snout off real quick. It's so weird having like all this brand new in the box fancy stuff, you know what I mean? Like, we've done the whole junkyard engine, like try to refurb used stuff, and at this point it just seems like this is the car that I just want to have. I want it to work. I want it to be good. Like, I want it to be nice. And it was my birthday, right? So like, come on. Oh, I felt it. Oh, look at that. Fresh from the fact.
Can I port that?
What was that?
Can I port that?
You want to sit here and grind metal for a few hours? There's this little bushing coupler, we want to consider it, that basically links the two, right? So you see how there's little teeth right here? 4 teeth, or yeah, there's 3 teeth in there. Slips into this piece, which slips out. It's just plastic, right? But there's a spring in it, so you see it's spring loaded. It's supposed to help when you basically like let off throttle. So obviously when you let off throttle, a lot of load goes on your drive gear stuff, right? This is supposed to help basically not rattle your charger, hopefully. I mean, it's a smart idea, right? The spring will actually fail and it'll start to dig into the shaft here and it starts making a lot of noise. And so the upgrade is to get rid of this thing and replace it a solid bushing, right? These things, it's funny because like this thing looks super wimpy to me, but this is like the go-to one. Just this little plastic piece right here. So that will then slip onto here, and then this will slip onto there, and then boom, hopefully 0 issues ever. So
What's a cap gun? Cap gun things?
yeah, the old cap gun thing, exactly. So this would be a good time to port this thing.
Oh,
Maybe we'll do before and after. Whatever. I got some RTV to clean up. There's no gasket from factory, it's just RTV. My favorite. Perfect. Styled. Easy. Look at that. 65 bucks to hopefully never have any issues. Looks like these are actually Loctited from factory, so we're gonna just do what GM did. I'm a changed man, you know?
Buys one Porsche.
Acts different, right? So this part of the supercharger is called the lid, right? There's actually 2 different lids. You could use this or the ZL1. The ZL1 is lower, but I guess the CTS-V1 performs better. That's why I got it. We're gonna have to cut the hood with it, but it seems worth it. And as you can tell, inside there's this little air to water like radiator set up in here. So we'll be running a little cooler through here to cool the air that comes in through the supercharger since it gets hot, right? It's compressed air. So this thing we can't fully put on until it's bolted to the engine, but I'm gonna mock it up right there so nothing gets in there. So I usually like kind of doing a whole system of something in one video so it's not all over the place, but I really want to fit this next piece on the charger because I want to see it on and well, I'm excited about it. So Deeshworks actually makes a LSA fuel rail for the blower. So we have this beautiful aluminum anodized fuel rail that's going to fit so nicely right in here. Look how good that looks. I know, exactly. I was so excited to get it together. So To match with that, we also have a set of DW 1000cc injectors, and this will be plenty to make the power that we want. Nice and stubby to fit in there. We have DW injectors in literally every car here. We've never had an injector issue, ever. And so I'm gonna stick by them, and they do as well. So you guys hear me say it all the time, lube the crap out of your injector O-rings, because when you go to push them in and seat them, tear them, they'll fold over, you'll have a fuel leak, and everyone's unhappy on their first startup, right? It comes with a little packet of lube too, right there. Don't just throw it in the trash, right? I know we've all been there. So all lubed up, pops right in. Then we got the bracket right here. That'll hold it to the charger. This drivetrain would be, imagine like just this drivetrain in a street car. It'd be ridiculous. Everyone's yelling at me for taking a BMW drivetrain out, but come on, this is fun.
If you decide you don't want it, I know a perfect car you can go into.
Bro, this thing would be so sick in any chassis here. Maybe not S chassis. No, don't put this in S chassis. And then the same for this side. Nice and easy. Pop right in. Just like that. And of course, just noticing, if you look, the feed and return is in the way with this tab right here, which we can probably cut off. I don't see why not.
Cut it.
But DW makes a fitting for tight 90s right there. Look at that. So that'll fit right there, and we'll be good to go. Just gotta pop the rail back off. It's okay. Ready? These are such handy fittings. I didn't even know they made. I didn't even know they made these. There's a partner if you want them, because this could save someone a huge headache. Right there. Boom. So for now, the rest we'll do in the car. Now let's go back to what Spoon's up to.
That's chunky.
It looks
dude.
threatening, doesn't it?
Damn, D-Works did not sleep on the fuel rails.
Nah, they know what's
I've
up.
never. Yeah. That's crazy. Nice work, James. Might have to cut the hood a little for this
Just
one.
a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to let it stick out. Maybe one of those giant like hood
I said a
scoops.
cow
like,
hood.
Nah, like the big circle ones on like the, what are they? You know, the old car? It's like a tube.
Oh, like on a pro mod where it's a big circle.
That would be sick.
No, it would not. All right, boys, so Spoon has the dual section all welded up, looking good, and now it's time to take this and step it to a single 4-inch, right? So to do that, Vibrant actually sells a dual 3 to single 4-inch collector right here. You see that? But the problem is, when it steps it down, it kind of chokes it up into a single 3 for a second and then goes back to 4-inch. You see that? In a situation like this, all this does is create a restriction for us. Some people can argue there's like a Venturi effect going on here, where there's a high pressure and a low pressure zone helping pull exhaust fumes, but for us that's not going to work. So we will be modifying this to work without a restriction, right? So just like we done the RX-7, we took a 4-inch pipe, we squished it into an oval, and what we're going to do is we're going to basically slip that over, trace it down, and weld it up. So we have no restriction in our exhaust, and you know, you're only good as your smallest restriction, right? So, what's so funny?
Your smallest restriction.
Your smallest restriction.
Dirty, intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. Something like that, we'll cut it a little bit more, but look how much, look at the difference. We go from this to that, right? Hot. That's sick. I'm curious how this thing's gonna sound. Most people do X pipe to true dual, chop, give a bunch of ricers and LS, and they don't know how to act. So this is where it gets intricate again, trying to get around all the suspension components. Spoon's doing the Spoon thing. How you doing?
I'm doing the Austin thing, I guess.
Now it's time to fit a muffler, because we don't want this thing too loud, right? LS's, they make a lot of noise. But we're gonna do two options, right? There's gonna be a V-band right behind the axle. So one, if I bend it to And two, if we want to be louder for comp, it sucks when you're in a competition and the cars are louder than yours, you can't hear your cars, it sucks. So, let's mock it up real quick. We got this big juicy 4-inch. And then boom. Yeah, that looks sick. I like when they poke a little bit. We're gonna set it back a little bit just so it's not the first thing to hit whatever the back of the car hits. So it should honestly sound really nice with the resonator and then the muffler. Honestly, I think we're just gonna probably make a little turn down for comp mode. Something light, something small, something that is not gonna get smushed. And of course, we always tack the muffler on the car because this is like the final position of things, right? Anything that gets a little squirrely, if we mark it and do it on the bench, I guarantee it's not gonna be perfectly straight on. It'll move, so we tack this one on the car. It looks super cool though. Like, I'm loving the 4-inch. I don't wanna go back. 4-inch everything.
Finally sees the light. Lighter than I expected.
This thing's wild. Look at this thing. Hold on, show off this. Look at it. This is this masterpiece we got going on. And we did measure the runner length is actually barely an inch different, which is good. Why? Beautiful resonator. This crazy thing right here to get around the axle, but it's very neat, and then a big juice muffler. Now is the fun thing of maneuvering this thing around your workbench. You can level it up. All right, boys, so supercharger is mocked up. You guys saw it, big reveal, big exciting, ominous vibe coming from this thing. So we're gonna pull the engine back out tomorrow and finish up what we have to do. We have to clear some things on the chassis, move a couple lines around, and do some oiling support, which we'll show in the next video. Besides that, the exhaust is basically finished. We still gotta do hangers on it, but the grunt of it is done, and it is beautiful. Like, I was a little nervous about kind of just doing a single out because I didn't want to restrict that at all. But looking at it now, this doesn't look like any type of restriction from coming from 2 3-inch pipes, right? Like, it looks like it's got plenty of room to flow some air. I was tempted to do dual 3-inch out the rear, but it's more stuff to break, more stuff to bend, more stuff to give us issues with the track. The simpler we can keep this car, the easier it is to keep on track and to keep driving and to hopefully keep winning once I start winning things. We're getting there. So, Spoon killed it. Of course, it's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna make a little turn down section to delete the muffler. So when situations allow us to do that, we have the options, which I think is very important. Especially, you know, like if we go to Lime Rock and stuff, we're gonna be happy with the muffler. Places like Thompson, but other places that are true competition tracks, we're gonna want the turn down for, you know. For now, everyone hype up Spoon in the comments because he absolutely killed it. He did his thing. Beautiful exhaust. It just keeps getting better and better. Blows our mind every single time, and I couldn't be happier. So for now, stay tuned. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. I already said that for more content. And Steve,
have a good night.